just received my night cat. So both together, they're not too heavy at all. Obviously well packaged. So I'm just going to be careful as I open it. Tell you what, Amazon drivers are getting bloody worse these days. You know, they don't even knock on your door anymore to tell you you've got a parcel. You know, I don't know what it is with them. They just want to. I know they've got a difficult job, and I know, you know, they've got probably more than what they can deal with. But they could at least still knock on the door. What's wrong with that? You know, just to tell you you've got a package. I mean, I just went out, I was just walking away. They looked at me. I said, a package there for you. He's a foreign guy, and at least he managed to speak English. But the package behind the bed for you. Well, this took two packages behind the bed. We went off. But anyway, yes, so that's the tent itself. Nice little convenient bag, and by itself, I mean, bear in mind, that can fit in your backpack. And also bear in mind, this is standalone. So you don't actually need the cot to go with it, which is, you know, pretty impressive really, you know, and I think that's going to be a good little tent just by itself. And then we've got the other pack in here. Just take that, put the box down there, cat play with that in a minute. We've got the other bag here, getting decent shoulder strap, handle at the other side, you know, just so you can carry it easily. And this is the cot itself. I will be setting up probably tomorrow now when I set it up, but just have a look inside there. Yes, you've got obviously the base, and feels nice and strong. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see from now, but you've got arrows on, and you just line the arrows up. So it would fit that way. Obviously take the little like hairband things off, and then it snaps on. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Okay, and then you have your poles, and these are what go up the side of the tent. Is that one? Is that both sets there? Or is it one? I think it's both sets. Okay, and yes, then inside there, there's the extra leg. So yeah, basically, just take these out for a second. You do, Pagan. Okay. So there's 2 poles. Again, they more or less go together themselves. Yeah, there we go. And then that runs along the side of the cot, goes into sleeves inside of the canvas of the cot itself. And then these, which go on both sides, fit in and go across. The canvas, getting it nice and taut, nice and straight. But yeah, they're strong and feel good quality. So yeah, happy with that. As I say, I'll probably set it up tomorrow now, and because it's quite hot outside. To be fair, I don't really want the dogs running around outside, so I'm not going to get out there without incurring their wrath, so to speak. Inside, yes, you get the instructions of how to put it up. Yeah, they seem fairly clear and easy. As I watched it up on YouTube, obviously there is my actual cut itself. You see how wide it's going to be. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be bigger than me. I'm going to be in the middle of it, and Pagan's going to be down the bottom end. I know when you set it up, so the night cat, when you set it up, goes towards the bottom, and then when you finish setting up, that will be at the top. So let's fold it up properly till tomorrow at least. So yeah, good that. And again, that just pops back in the bag. I will leave the instructions out actually, because it's just sort of, you know, if you take with you, you're only going to lose or put it in a litter or something. Yeah, all fits back in the bag nicely. Oops, put my poles in. It's a genuine size bag. Put my legs in. And I think what I could possibly, well, not possibly, certainly get in there is probably also, what's the word looking for, ground sheet. And in this bag, you have your legs, your extension legs which go on. Okay, we'll just kind of make sure we've got them all. Should be, I think, 16 in total, 8 up each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. See, even with the old age, you can still count, you can still multiply. So yeah, they're all that. I got this one come with the black legs, and those some of them come with silver legs, and they just clip into place and they hold firm. There's a good cup on the bottom, stop it sinking. Like I say, I will have a ground sheet down as well, just underneath, because you know, at the end of the day, that's where you lose all your temperature on the ground. And even though you're in a cot, you will still lose temperature on the back end. You might have a sleeping mat or whatever in it. Sorry, you might have a good sleeping bag. But of course, the thing is, when you lie in your cot, if you stay there on your back, the sleeping bag down itself or whatever fur you've got gets compressed. And so the heat can't get into it, it can't circulate. Yet the thing about heating things is to allow that airspace which your body will heat up and return, heat you back up and keep you warm throughout the night. So it equalises the temperature a little bit. But if you've got no space, such as you lying on your back in a sleeping bag, that's going to be crushed down and it's going to be directly against the canvas, which is going to make it colder. So you still need to have an air mat on the cot or stuff. I mean, yeah, certainly, if it's a warm day, just take the cot outside, just lie on it. And that's fine, but, you know, certainly if you're sleeping through the night, you're still going to need either a closed cell foam mat, which I do prefer to use. They're just a bit cumbersome to carry. But I find, you know, the R values on them are great. The R value is what the temperature of your body is, basically. Because you can feel it reflecting back into you. Or, of course, you can use an air mattress, which I do use. I find them comfortable. Sometimes not as warm. And, of course, you can use a combination of both. So just take a quick look at the actual tent itself, see what's in the bag. Again, more instructions with it, set on the side. It's all neatly rolled up, it never looked like that again. Tied up, let's just undo that for a second. I don't want to take it all out if we can help it. But yeah, inside there, I've got I've got 10 pegs, and the one, it's just one pole in this, but it all connects together. And then obviously I've got the fly sheet, which is there, and then I've got the inner, which is there. So all good. And just have a look at the buckles at the sides. They look nice and strong. And you'll see it better when I set it up. You know, rather than try and get it all out here and then have to put it back in for the sake of doing it, I'll take it all out later on. I will go through set it up. I do believe, you know, it will take a little bit longer than the pop-up tents. You know, the pop-up tents are literally, as I say, you know, realistically, I know they call it the 3-second tent. Well, it's a bit longer than that. I mean, it takes you 3 seconds just to walk around it and unfold the legs. But literally, I think what they're on about 3 seconds is from it all laid out, ready to go, to just literally hold it up in the air and out go the legs. Yes, it's 3 seconds. But, you know, when you take into consideration the time you've got to go around and peg it down, you know, just take it out of the bag, unfold it, and then you've got the roof cap you've just got to put on. You'd probably be looking about 3, maybe 4 minutes if you know, you're going to time it specifically. You know, but it's still a fast time. I know this will take probably a little bit longer, but I think with this, I've got more versatility with it. You know, I can get into smaller spaces. I can get in, you know, behind a hedge with it or whatever else I want to do. You know, with the Venero tent, which I've got, you know, like I said, fantastic tent. But again, you've got to be a little bit more aware of where you are. You know, you couldn't use it for stealth camping or something like that. And not that I really go stealth camping, but, you know, I've got to have quite a big area. I've got to have an area at least sort of 5 by 5 for it. Even though it's only, I think it's 2.5 wide or 2.7 wide square, you're still going to have that extra metre around just so you can guide out, if not a little bit further. So really, you know, you're looking then, you're adding another square metre all round. You know, you're going on then through nearly 4 points, so you might as well call it 5. So you're going to have that sort of distance around you. And, you know, this is literally, it's self-standing, you know, it doesn't need to be pegged out or anything, although it is a bit better pegged out. Certainly, obviously, you'll want to peg out the vestibule areas. You don't have to. I mean, you know, if you were going in somewhere, you're going to go straight to sleep, you just want to rest, get out of the rain or something like that, yeah, you could just pop it straight up, job done. But it's going to be a little bit better with the vestibule area, you know, just tied out a bit. So again, you've got that extra room inside there. So yeah, that's just a bit of the unboxing. Everything seems to be there. Happy. Oh, the other thing, got a little digital thermometer. Don't know if you just see it there. Just come across. Probably just see it there. A little digital thermometer. Thought it'd be interesting, you know, to take some readings when I go out camping and stuff like that. It's always good to know what temperature is. So, right. Okay, so I'll come back to you later. Like I say, it's probably going to be tomorrow when I set this up. Got a full day of it. So, yeah, I'll see you later. Take care for now. Okay, so here we're going to put up the night cat. That down there. I have got my nano head cam on, so hopefully you can see what I'm seeing. Let's see how that works out as we go through. So, first things first. Just get everything we need out the bag. Holes. Pagan! Sorry about that. Pagan running into me. Okay, so with the logo facing down, place that onto the ground. Just bring that back go. Yes, there's the current goes into simmer. I'll have to put the dogs in a minute if they're gonna get in the way too much. Yes, they can go in for a minute. So that's me put the dogs in. Probably best now. Important we don't lose those. They're like little hairbands, really. I mean, not that I've got hairbands, but I've got some other stuff close in there. Put these together. Okay. So then all we do, we just feed this through. Probably going to be a little bit more difficult first time because it's all new. See the paw print on it there already. Like I say, it's going to be a bit more difficult first time because it's all new. That's it. And there we go. Pop it to the end there. Slide it all the way down to the end. Bring it back. And then on the end here, just use that loop and it just pulls into there. Job done. So that's one side end. Second pole, exactly the same. There we go. Hope that's recording still. Stick a pole in. Okay, we just lay it out on the ground and then take these off here. Well, you can actually just leave them on, to be honest. Okay, and when we do it, we have to make sure the arrows face together. Okay. And we just squeeze that in and open it. So what I'll do, I'll set all them up now. And then one side just plugs into there, so it goes in, and the other side it goes into there. Then tighten it back, and it's in. So that one. That's it. Same with that one. And finally, okay. So they're all in. What we can then do is take the legs out if we were going to use the legs, which I'm going to just do this once. And all these do is just push it until they click. That's it. Just feel a small click as you put them in. See it? That's it. And that's it. Yeah, that's really comfortable, that's nice. Let's try that size. Oh yeah, and there's plenty of room on that. You're not running out of foot space. So, let me just put these back in the bag out to the way now. So next step is to go to our other bag. Take out everything in there and do that. Don't need that. We probably won't need our pegs today. But we'll just take, first of all, the main sheet. And as we lie that down over the top of the hammock, we will see which side the door is. The door is that side, so what I want to do is come that way. That's it. And then these corners simply pop over the end of the actual cot itself. You can adjust them. I think mine's all right at the moment, the way it is. Okay, and we've got that. The next step is put the poles up. You see, still in a plastic bag. Never been opened before. Now this is just one long pole. It more or less fits together itself as you're doing it. That's it. Okay, so yep, there we go. They simply click into place. Also there, and then the other end, again, will click into place. Okay, and that will spin round because you want to make sure that bit's on the top. So all we're going to do now is just simply connect those in to these small things, toggles just at the side. Oops, and the same the other side. Just bend it up, click in, and then finally on the last corner, like so. And then we take these and click them into place on the actual tent itself. And this is the inner fly with the bug sheet. Now again, remember at this stage we want that on top. Okay, so that goes there. And then these just simply click on all around it. You can obviously do this with cold hands, wouldn't be a problem. And if you just wanted a night out more or less under the stars, you could, of course, just use this. That moment we just connect these on the other side. There we go. Connect them onto there. And as you see, there's your bug sheet up. And of course, you can use it like that if you want to. And just have a look around. Little zip, which goes all the way around. And that's the inside. Nice. And obviously you can tie that back with a toggle. So the last thing we're going to put on now is the fly sheet. And obviously with that, what we want to do is make sure we've got the door in the right place. So I do believe the door is that side, I think. No, that's the side, that's it. Again, first time I've set it up, so I think that's going to be the way. The door that side. And this side. Let's just have a look. Yeah, so we'll just put that over there like that. I mean, I can soon change it if I'm wrong. Yes, that's the door there, so that's good. Okay, so now can bring that down. Just not hold it in place as we get it down there. Bring that over so we're not snagging it. Like I said, there's a 3000 hydrostatic head. And then, of course, bring that down and bring this across. Just roughly sizing it up as we go. Yeah, there we go. And then in each corner, what you have is one of these toggles to hold the rain sheet in place, which just quite simply click into place. Again, they can be adjusted. And it's looking good so far. Did I do that one? Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. Okay, like I said, these can be adjusted. So if they're a bit loose, you can, of course, tighten them up a bit. Sounded dodgy. Okay, so that is on. Do down here. Open her up. What we'll do, we'll just fold this one back for now. Close line getting in my head. Get with it from being new, it's all just the newness on it. Okay, so what we can do, now if we want to, we can bring that out. Just undo this. Because I would get in a knot. There we go, and then we get one of the pegs. Obviously I need a hammer for the ground here. Would have been a concrete, well, sand concrete base underneath, so I'll go and get that in a minute. In fact, what I will do, I'm not going to use those. I will use my other pegs which I got for this. So I'll just be a second, I'll just go and get them. Sorry about the state of my garden. And don't even look in here. I need a few and a hammer. There we go. And so, obviously I've got the legs on this case. And what you've got to bear in mind is that it'll be much lower to the ground without those legs on. So I'm only doing it just to demonstrate. And that could even come out even more, really. And we've got a vestibule bit at the back here, which again, I'm just going to undo. There we go. Okay. And we've got side vents at this side here, which we can open up. They just connect by a little Velcro tab. For ventilation. Okay, and let's give it more credit. Put this where it's meant to be, a bit further out here. And then the hammer again. And there we have it. So, get me on the camera now. Just gonna have a look around it. Oh, why's that gone off? Okay. So feel the camera on the head worked out well. There we can see the night cat. 3000 hydrostatic head. Also got this one door open. That would unzip out and zip up along here. And then we've got the inner fly, or as I call it, the bug sheet, on top of the nightcap tent. Good ventilation going around. Back up. What I like about it as well is the way the hem of the tent goes below the cot. I'll just have a look around the back. Okay, again, it's just lifted up a little bit. But obviously that can be changed. And you've got to remember that this is on its legs. Now, if it wasn't on its legs, the hem of the tent would be like a snow screen on it and would sit on there quite easily. So let's have a look at the side. The zippers work nice. That's a nice height for sitting. Okay. I'm just moving us. Little pocket just there, which is handy. Oops. Okay, and see, it's all vented around here. It's all seam sealed. Well, the outer is seam sealed. In terms of space, I think there's going to be plenty of room for Pagan there. Myself. very easy to put up. Oh, very simple to put up. And yeah, plenty of headroom, and I can sit up in here really well, really easily. So I'm going to leave it up for a bit. Probably tomorrow night if I do try it out. Be tomorrow night. But yeah, the idea, you've got it all in one. And all you've got to do here, at the end of the day, is just put a sleeping bag, an air mattress or closed cell foam down, your sleeping bag, pillow, and you've got your whole sleeping system all in one. So there's a good vestibule area just out front here. Easy to get a table in there. And obviously I would put a little ground sheet down just down there. And the back here, get just off the ground, which may be the way you want it, but there's enough room to get a rucksack in there. And like I say, if you hadn't got the legs on the cot, then it'd be close to the ground, and that hem will be very close to touching the ground, which is ideal if you need to keep everything in nice and snug. So yeah, all comes in nice, easy package, no problems. Let's just put these back in here for now. Out of the way. As you know, always like to leave the tents out for a bit, just to air. But yeah, very impressed. I like it. Easy to put up. Feels stable when I get in it. It's not rocking. Feels nice and supportive. Overall, very impressed.